Yeah, the 14th of December, did the 70,000 mile service on my Ram pickup. Oil and filter change, air filter change, changed the fuel filter in the engine bay, and changed the fuel filter by the frame in the rear. Hardest part for me is crawling around on, also changed the air filter. Hardest part for me is crawling around on the floor to get up underneath the pickup. And it's almost high enough because it's four-wheel drive, but not quite. But because it's four-wheel drive, it makes it difficult for me to reach over into the engine bay for the fuel filter that's inside the engine bay. Doing it myself saved about $100. And I got Mopar filter sets coming from Amazon. There's also a special little cap you can put on your oil filter because you have to turn it sideways to get it out of the engine bay. Kind of messy. As you can see, most of that oil is when I pulled the crankcase drain. The oil was getting warm and it run out real fast into my drain pans and pretty much splashed everywhere. Yeah, is what it is. Not much of a mess on the fuel filters, either one. On the rear fuel filter, you can hook up a 1/4 inch piece of tubing and drain it into a bucket. That helps. Still makes it a little bit of a mess. Nothing major. So I'll get this thing out of here and get a pressure washer on it, clean it up real good with some soap and water. And then same thing in here on my floor, get my mop out, clean it up real good with some soap and water. And then bring the white Ford, its back, and bring it inside and get to work on the paint and trim pieces. Get those knocked out. They fixed the cruise control, the fuel pressure sensor, both. That's $1,000 in parts between the two, actually a little bit more. And then oil change, grease the chassis, filter changes, fuel and oil. $1,749. Sounds like a lot, but that fuel pressure sensor was $500 part, 500 plus. And the button to turn the cruise control on and off on the steering column was over $500 too. So there's probably $1,100 in parts, not counting the oil filter and the fuel filter. That was probably number 80. So the labor, and then you got your oil of course, but the labor wasn't terrible. And now I got a functioning cruise control and it runs like a top. So that fuel pressure sensor was what caused it to go to a no start condition. But it's fixed. Real nice mechanic shop. The reason I'm doing the service on my Ram pickup is back when there was a shortage of Rotella T 15W40. I found some on Amazon at a good price and brought in 45 gallons maybe in 1 gallon jugs. And it ain't going to go bad sitting in the 1 gallon jugs. But I don't need to set on 45 gallons of oil either without using it. The filter sets I bought from Amazon is enough for 2 service cycles, and I service it every 5,000 miles. That should cover me all through 2024. That's 10,000 miles. Actually 15 because I just serviced it. So I shouldn't have to do much at all. The fuel filters, it did not look terrible. I've been dumping trash in here so it's hard to tell. This is the one under the hood, and not pristine. Most of that on the outside is from me. So it's not bad. This was a Cummins filter too. Interesting. The main one in the back, yeah, cut it open to see what's going on with it. I don't feel like doing that. I had no fuel issues on that truck. I've been changing the filters have been changed, as well as the engine oil every 5,000 miles since new, and I'll continue to do that. The filter's a whole lot cheaper than injectors, and I'm just covered in oil. I pulled that crankcase drain. It splashed quite a bit. It was going everywhere. But that's why I wear old clothes. Anyway, let me start cleaning on my truck and get it out the way and get my Ford in here. That's all for this one. Thank you.